Hi, everyone. I am so excited. So excited. I just spent like 20 minutes dancing. I was going to meditate, but I ended up dancing because why not? And we are here. So, welcome. Let me know, guys, in the chat where you are listening from and also just introducing yourself. This is such an amazing mastermind. I cannot wait. We get to spend 12 days together and go deep into so much. Every day, we're going to be covering some deep essences of shadow and consciousness. And I'm hoping that at least throughout these 12 days, you have a moment where you're like, oh, I needed to hear that. Or, oh, I just like this sits, this really connects. So I'm so excited. I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait to share these moments with you guys, to work with you guys, to just heal together. And I'm just so pumped. I'm so pumped. So make sure that you put notifications so you don't miss these videos. It's a different time every single day. So just make sure you go to the community on my YouTube channel. You will see I posted the times on there for you guys. So you can add it to your calendar, and then also just make sure you've subscribed and you put that notification so you get access to this amazing mastermind. Hey, Ashley, I'm so excited. Hey, Alyssa. Hey, Mercedes. It's so nice. It's December 1st, and what a way to start. What a way to start. It's snowing. It snowed yesterday here where I am in Canada, and I'm good with it. It's just that hibernation energy, and I'm loving it. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Conscious 12 Days of Consciousness. It's so exciting. So yeah, I'm excited. Hey, Tiffany. Hello, hello. Hey, Nine Ether Carbon. Hello. So pumped. Okay, so let's just chat as you guys are coming in. Feel free to share what's resonating with you as I go through this mastermind today. And I'm just looking forward to this. So today we're really going over what is shadow work and how to do it the right way. This has been something that's been coming up with my current clients, but also just you guys through the comments. I know you guys have been amazing going like making the time to do the comments. I'm going through them. I read them. If I don't respond, it's not that I don't see it. I see it. I am keeping that in mind when I do these videos for you guys. And it is making a big difference throughout these 12 days because when you put a comment there, I take that into consideration of, ooh, this might be a great thing to cover during this mastermind. So today I'm really going to be giving you guys some love, some tough love, but also some loving love as well that you need. And again, like let me know in the comments what's really resonating with you. So if you guys, this is your first time meeting me, I'm Shika, and I'm a conscious mentor and energy healer. And my intention is to help people through their shadow. And I thought, well, if I help people with their shadow, it makes sense for me to start our first day with shadow work because I know a lot of you are following me for that. So whether you got this introduced to a friend or whatnot, this is important. So shadow work, I sat down today and I was like, hey, what am I going to sit with you guys with? I got so many messages, but the first thing that came through is how do we define the shadow, right? If we look at the actual element of that, shadow is like that darkness that's behind us. You know, when we are in that light, it's the figurine of ourselves, right? I remember as a kid, I used to always like make Muppets and whatnot with my shadow and love looking at my shadow. I don't know if anyone was like that. And then there were also times where I was scared of my shadow. If I was in somewhere where I felt scared, like in my basement, and I had to go in the fridge in the basement and get something for my mom. So, shadow is essentially that casting that is over the light. And I want to just keep this as something we're going to go back to is the casting of something going over the lights. Hey, Pamela, so nice to see you live. Hey, everyone. Hey, Nathaniel. Hello, hello. So nice to see you guys. So this is something that you need to consider is like that casting, okay? Now, I really want us to sit with the word shadow and the blocks of that light. We're going to take a second and really tune into what darkness is in the light for you right now. So I just want you to close your eyes with me. And we're going to take a deep breath in through the nose and letting go. Deep breath in through the nose and letting go. Deep breath in and let go. And as you breathe into your body, I just want you to tune in if there is any tension. It might be in your heart, it might be in your stomach, it might be in your throat, wherever you feel maybe this kind of stuck energy or tension there. And then this next breath, we're going to breathe into that space in through the nose, sounding and exhaling out through the mouth. And I really want you to bring your mind's eyes, staying with this space, staying with this area, and listening to the body, because there's so much that is here. And throughout today, I'm going to show you exactly what is here. But first, your body is going to tell me this, because we have to understand that our body whispers so many things throughout our day. And right now, it's whispering you to attend to this part of the body. So as you breathe deeply into this space, I want you to either out loud or internally ask this part of your body, what part of its shadow is here? And there might be an emotion that you feel. Maybe you see something that comes through. Maybe the temperature of your body changes. Whatever way that your energy is responding right now, listen to the body. And whatever it is here, we're really learning to not judge this part of the medicine that lays in this place. Sadness, anger, frustration, tension, happiness, excitement, nervousness, whatever is coming through here, just fully holding it with full hands. And we're going to take this moment to thank the body. And now ask the body one last question here. Is there anything else that you need to tell me? Taking a deep breath into the space through the nose. Sounding and exhaling out through the mouth. Deep breath in through the nose. Sounding and letting it go. And at this moment, we're going to thank the body. Thank you. Thank you for your whispers. Thank you for all that you have given me here. I thank you. And taking a deep breath in through the nose, sounding slowly and exhaling. Deep breath in through the nose. And a slow release, just letting everything go. Letting the body know it is safe. It is safe to be vulnerable. It is safe to be here. It is safe to be held. And taking one last deep breath here, in through the nose, holding it at the top. And as you exhale, slowly opening your eyes back into the space. Our body whispers before it screams. And it's something that we need to tune into when we do shadow work. I have so many people saying, Shika, I need help. I need support. Help me, help me, help me. I'm teaching you how to work with what you already have. And if you feel called to share what came up for you here, please do. I encourage it. Use your voice, share, listen to those whispers. And maybe you're in a space where you feel that you're still integrating what came up during those minutes together. And if that is the case, that is okay. 11:11. I love it. I love when the time sinks. I've been seeing one so much new beginnings for all of us, right? So, whatever it is, just tuning into that, being in that space. Okay? And this is going to be your medicine. Anger, having a little patience. Love that. Tuning into the heart. Mine too. I love that. Yeah, anger is so much. There's so much in that space that is such good medicine. And I want you to know that for you to do shadow work and to continue this time together, you need to promise your body, yourself, your mind, your energy that you will not judge whatever comes through. You will surrender to whatever is here and know that this is the medicine you need. Cried and my heart hurts a bit. Tension felt like it was lower chakras, groundingness, the sacral, the womb. I love that. Amazing. So you're already doing the work and we haven't even really gotten it, or what? We're like 10 minutes into this and there's already so much being open. If we just listen to our body, it doesn't take long. Okay? So promise yourself this today. Feel free to share what's coming for you when I go in through this deep channel for you. So I want to go into that your shadow is the medicine, like I said, that we need. And at the end of the day, we need to understand how to work with it effectively. And that's exactly what I'll go through. By the end of this, you will be able to know how to work with effectively. And some of the things I'm going to share, you're just going to be like, yeah, Shika. There might be other things that will be triggering, but this is the medicine that you need to hear. And there might be things that you're like, maybe it's not for me now, but maybe later on, months from now, it will totally resonate when I listen to this again. Okay. I'm reading your comments. Yeah. Love that. I'm hearing throat chakra, root chakra, third eye. Amazing. Tears. Listening to that. So the shadow is the part of us that doesn't want to be looked at. This is the first component of the shadow. Okay. And I'm going to take the analogy of a fridge because one, this is how this totally highlighted so much for me and why I'm doing this. So how many of us are on this health kick, or maybe you're trying to be more healthy, you're trying not to buy as much Uber Eats, especially in this time, things are busy, you don't have time to cook for the kids, for yourself, whatever it is, it seems like you aren't, going through the food that you're actually buying for your groceries. This is something I'm going to be in the vulnerable space and share with you guys. It's happened to me weeks and weeks. Like, I'll totally cook that. And then I don't. I'm going to cook that salad that I made and the lettuce that I bought, and that's fine, right? So let me walk you through the process of our habits of the shadow here. So you go to the grocery store, you buy the food, you put it in your cart, you make your list. You probably find some recipes on Pinterest like I do, or maybe you find some recipes online or get it from a friend. You get home and you pack your fridge and you're good to go, right? And once you've packed your fridge, there has been the first step of shadow work. You have created the commitment to start a new journey. And the first thing you guys shared was the 111 number. That frequency, it means new beginnings. And I talk about that in my YouTube channel. I have a whole thing on angel numbers if that's something you're interested in. Okay. But for now, let's just stick with that frequency. The energy and the action that we've created to commit to buy things and put in our grocery store, to pay for it, bring it into our fridge, is the commitment that I am buying something right now. And I am now, starting something fresh. I'm starting a new journey. I'm starting a fresh journey here. So now let's take that attention into the commitment. We can acknowledge that, We've broken up with the partner. We've been in a relationship with someone. We've decided to start the new business. We've started to go to the gym. We started to do some healing, whatever that commitment is. And you can feel free to share as I'm watching you guys as you share. Okay. So as you do that, then you put the attention somewhere else, right? Monday comes around, you're prepping, you're like, I'm going to prep my meals tonight. It doesn't happen. You work, maybe you're, got caught up, you procrastinate, you watch your favorite show, you pick up the kids from school, you hang out with your partner, whatever the reason is. You end up doing all these things, right? So the food's still in the fridge. It's still fresh. It's still there. It's Monday. We bought the groceries on Sunday. Okay. I like to do my groceries at the end of the week. Sometimes I do it in the midweek. It depends. And it's so crazy because as I'm talking to you guys, there's a singing bird talking to me right outside my window. Its frequency is so beautiful. And it's like, listen, listen up, guys. So this is the first part. So we have the TV, we have the overindulging, right? We get to Wednesday, the food is still there. It's still good, right? We're still in the fridge. The food is still there. We still know what we have to commit to and what we're working on in ourselves, in our life, in this present moment. Right? But then Wednesday hits, you're like, I'm just going to buy, oh my God, I might as well go on Uber. I'm just going to buy something. What's on sale? Let me just look at that. Oh, I'm just going to walk to the Subway. I'm going to walk to the McDonald's and buy something. Okay. Then Thursday comes along and maybe you start eating the snacks, or maybe you just end up like skipping a meal. And then Friday hits and you're like, well, it's Friday. Woo. Like, of course I'm going to order something. It's a Friday. It's the end of the week. I deserve it. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. Like I deserve it. Like, why not? Right? So at this point, we are indulging. We are feeding into our, endorphins here. We're feeding into the aspect of distraction. We're feeding into the ego saying that, oh, it's easier. Let's just do it this way. Right? It's faster. I don't have to cook. I don't have to do all these things. It's just so much easier. Why should I do that? Right? Now, remember, the fridge is still full. By Friday, your vegetables are a little bit wilted. They're a little bit tired. They're sad. I thought you said you were going to cook me. I thought you were going to make a salad. They're just waiting there. They're just waiting there. They're waiting for you to cook them. Stick with that. Hold that thought for a second there. The parts of you that you committed is waiting for you. This whole time, like our shadow, everything, it's waiting for us. Hey, Johannesburg, South Africa. Awesome. It's so easy. It's so easy when we decide to choose something and then we're kind of like, okay, no, we talk ourselves out of it. But the first step is recognizing and stepping into that humility with our shadow work and saying, I did start it, but I didn't finish it. And why is that? Is it because I feel like it's so much easier? Is it because like I went on the scale today and it just wasn't 2 pounds less? So why not? Oh, it's too much work. I don't have time. I'm tired. I worked all day. All these things we give ourselves, right? So Sunday hits around and you're kind of in this routine. You're either skipping meals, you're buying food, you might go to the groceries, you might not. Maybe it's still busy. You still have food in there, but then your food starts to get aged, moldy, right? So you do this pattern again. You buy the food on Sunday. You promise yourself you're going to cook it on Monday for meal prep. It still doesn't happen. Wednesday comes around, you order pizza for Uber Eats or a salad, an expensive salad for $20-$40 because we've all been there, right? By the time we're done with that. Friday comes around, ooh, let's go out for drinks. Let's go out to eat. Let's go hang out. Like we've been in all this 2 years. Why not? Right? Why not? Sunday comes around, it happens again and again and again and again. It's a cycle. I'm sharing all these tidbits with you guys because we're going to go full circle. So just hold this medicine. It's so good here. Okay. Then the food starts to wilt. So in the back of the fridge, we all have that. Okay. If we did a fridge haul right now and I asked you guys, Show me your fridge. You know how they have that like thing on Instagram where it's like they show a picture, no cheating. Show me your fridge. A lot of you would probably have some food in there that isn't good and some food that's great, right? The food starts to mold, starts to wilt a little bit, starts to smell. Okay, what's in there? I'm too tired. I'll just buy some more food. Not even bother go to the grocery store. I'll just buy. Okay? The end of the month hits and all of your stress, you're angry, you're frustrated, you're tired, you don't want to go to work. There's like all these things that are adding up because this whole 3 weeks you have spent committing to yourself and not showing up. This is some medicine I had to be even reminded about this past weekend. How am I showing up for myself? And in doing that, showing up for the people I hold space for. How am I showing up for myself and also showing up to love in my partner as much as I'm loving myself? How am I showing up for myself and for me to start my healing business? These are all things that we need to look in the mirror and say, hey, okay, let's be honest here. So this is the part of us that we avoid. And part of shadow work is we cannot bystand what is here. We have to be honest to know where we have passed and what are our patterns for us to get into the light. Because the shadow is that food is your fridge and what it looks like. The shadow is the rotten vegetables in the back of your fridge. The shadow is you ordering Uber Eats because you're tired and you're exhausted. Our body whispers before it screams. It whispers before it screams every time. And the reason why it does that is because our body is constantly giving us intuitive signs. You know, when I work with healing with people, the first thing, whenever I look at what they're sharing, if they share anything physical, like, you know, stomach issues, let's say hormone issues, having issues with depression, anxiety, anything that's a physical manifestation is always because your body's been whispering you for way too long and you haven't listened. And it's like, okay, fine, they're not listening to us. It's time to create some manifestations here. This energy is just stuck here and it's going to become something. So we have to listen to our body. We have to listen to the whispers. And I know sometimes some of us have been so used to such an intense environment that these whispers seem so quiet. You know, growing up, I had such an intense environment. My parents were constantly working, constantly trying to make happy, which was my nickname as a little kid, little happy, happy all the time. And they did everything. They love me so much. But there were also some things in their fridge that they haven't cleaned up before I came in, which we'll get into. So the first step of doing shadow work is to commit to the things that you haven't looked at. What are some things that have been cycling again and again in some patterns? They can be as simple as I look and scroll down my phone the first thing I wake up. It can be as simple as that I decide that I am, constantly talking bad about my body. It could be as simple as saying that I feel like every relationship doesn't trust, like I can't trust the person. They never want to commit. I'm always dating. There's no one out there for me. Oh, I'm going to be alone forever. Whatever that is, whatever that darkness that you tuned into when we sat and we breathed together, and even if it's coming up as we're talking right now, this is the first step. And you're doing it. So that's amazing. You're showing up here. You're doing this live. You're live right now. And that's why I told people, like, if you're live, you're going to get more out of this because the energy of all of us live is going to be so much more powerful than if you're watching the replay. So thank you for showing up for yourself. This is the first step. It could have been like, oh, I'll just put the reminder, you never showed up. It could have been that you decided you wanted to do it, but you didn't. Whatever it is, you've decided to be here. And this is amazing. So I just want to say, yay, that's fantastic. And we're all consciously connected. So this is beautiful medicine for all of us. Okay. So we're going to clear up the fridge. The second part of shadow work is the cycles come back to us. I want you guys to share in the comments how many of you have noticed something that has come back from your past. It could be an ex that messaged you, an ex-friend that messaged you. It could be that like you're walking down the street and it brings up a memory. It could be certain habits that come back. Come into this space and go through one thing. I'm having weight issues, getting my weight, so weight is coming up. Anything else? Is there anything else that you guys are feeling into a part of you that's coming back, a cycle that's coming back to you? I really resonate with this. For almost all my life, I've gotten used to ignoring the whispers of my body because I see this in my adult growth. Yeah, 100%. And now your body is screaming. I've gotten so many DMs, messages, and even like people applying for my mentorship, Shika, like I can't physically move. My body is literally in chronic pain. We have done that to ourselves. And now it's time for us to listen to these whispers and to listen to the screams too. And not judge that. Family dynamic around holidays. Yes, we're going to go into that over this 12 days together on about managing energy and grounding that. Habits of past memories, and when I got children taken to DSS. Oh, my heart goes to you, love. Wait. I had blood clots in my lungs twice. The heart, the breath, breathing, the fight or flight. And this is just the beginning. Okay. So let's go into the cycles. Spiritual bypassing. So that's what we did with the fridge. We looked at it. We saw the rotten fruit. Oh, okay. That broccoli looks a little gross. Smells a little weird. But we didn't do anything about it. We're just like, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So spiritual bypassing is when we avoid the edges of ourselves that are coming up in the surface on a day-to-day basis throughout our day and through the shadow work. So if you're meditating and then all of a sudden you end up having this feeling of anger that comes up, you try to suppress it because you've told yourself that you cannot have anger. You cannot release it. Your younger self was not allowed to. Mom and dad didn't allow it. No, we're not going to do that. You know? The way that we react to emotions of avoidance is all put into our body the first 12 years of our life. So I want you to kind of revisit for a moment and think about your younger self. How did they feel about sadness, anger, happiness, stress, whatever it is? How did they feel about these emotions at that time? How did they express it? Were they allowed to react to it, or were they just supposed to pretend like nothing happened? It's a lot. So we're like thinking, whoa, okay, that's the body reacting. Definitely is. So that's the first part. Why is that? Why do we bypass things? Well, one, because it's exhausting. Two, because we don't want to think about the person. No, I don't want to think about my ex. That was like 7 years ago. Why do I want to think about them again? Like, I want to think about that ex. I don't want to think about that ex. I don't want to think about that ex. Oh my gosh, it makes me so pissed off. I'm so mad. Did you notice my energy shifted there? Why can't I allow this part of my shadow to come out? If I just suppress it, it's going to turn into a manifestation. I'm going to have liver issues. I'm going to have gallbladder issues because I've suppressed anger so much. Talking from someone from experience, this will happen. I'm sharing this because I don't want this to happen to you. You can still learn and be consciously aware of the shadow work by just listening to other people's stories, even in the chats as we're talking here. Habits are not being consistent, feeling sick in my body. And at some points of the year, my ex comes back. Heartache. We use our body to shield things. A lot of you were talking about weight. What has happened in the past few years? Our body and our whole collective has gone through a huge shift, and it's been exhausting. Are we done this already? Like, we're all thinking that, right? But even though we're thinking that, our body is subconsciously taking that on, whether it's food, whatever exertions of pleasure that we are doing, alcohol. We use those things to mask what is here constantly. And then that's how we get the weight gain. That's how we get the diseases. That's how we get the mental health blocks. It's all shielding. We're shielding. We're so scared of our own shadow. If you were to go into the light and look at your shadow and just stare at it, how does that make you feel? With everything that we shared about after this mastermind, I really want you to do that and see what comes up. My younger self would escape through the journaling, and I had to deal with emotions because I had no one to talk to about this journaling. Yes, I used to go through so many journals. I remember one time my parents found my journal and I felt so exposed, and I was like, I will never talk about my emotions again because they told me not to. They literally were just like, no, we don't do that. We don't talk about emotions. Nope, we're not going to do that. We're going to act like everything is okay. It goes somewhere. When you're angry about something and you don't confront it, and then all of a sudden it simmers out, it doesn't simmer and leave. It's still there if you don't confront it. And if we keep doing that over and over again, it does become these blocks. So it cycles back to us, because the way the universe works with manifestation, law of attraction, is everything is free will. Our soul chooses that exact family, that exact situation, that exact everything. It chooses that energy to be here because it knows that if it chooses that family, it chooses that sibling, it chooses that partner, those experiences, it is meant to teach it a soul lesson. A soul lesson. So 7 years pass, something else happens, we meet this ex. The universe is like, okay, guys, we have a meeting. We're going to go and see if so-and-so has, really learned their lesson. So let's bring this hot, chiseled man who has mother issues and can't commit and, never really, is really interested in a relationship. Great time, loves to have fun. Sends it to you and sees, let's see how they react. Let's see how she reacts. Let's see how he reacts. That's how it tests us. So when something cycles back, there is something that we either have to learn from it, there is new medicine that is there, or it is teaching us something that we're about to awaken and embark, because the new thing is about to come. And Spirit's like, let's just test you out. Let's just see if things are going well. Okay? That's huge. I'm reading all of your comments as you guys are chatting. My sister's one who wasn't talking to me for 11 years, and she came to visit me and she disappeared again, and she lives 30 minutes away. Anger right there. Let it out. Sadness, grief. There's the anger. It's, oh my God, I'm so mad she hasn't responded to me. Then there's the sadness. Why doesn't she love me? Why doesn't she see me? The abandonment comes in. And then the core is this light pumping in your heart, in the shadow of everything. That's why I said the shadow has always light. If you close your eyes in the dark and open them, you can kind of still see things in the dark, right? But no one remembers that. We just so focus on, it's dark. But there's that light still, right? There's still that light sparkling through. So what your body is longing for, talking about this with the trigger of your sister, is the sadness and grief that it's been wanting to say, I have permission. Give your body permission to. And in doing that, you can bring love and forgiveness to that relationship. But don't put time on it. Take it bit by bit. Not feeling safe to express my anger. Yes, this is coming up a lot, and I'm definitely feeling tuned to. Maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll do another video on anger throughout these 12 days together. My child was neglected and abused by my cousin. Yes, that comes up. That's like that. My power is here. My power to speak, the power to release shame, the power to feel that I'm being seen, cycles back. Okay, let's test you in this relationship. This person's not talking about their emotions. Are you going to sit with being uncomfortable, or are you going to share with them and say, hey, this is how I feel and this is what I need. This is my needs in a relationship. So I really want to focus on that. But if you are having a dream, say about your ex coming in, or something that comes up of a relationship, because dreams is a big thing too. This is the medicine that is meant to teach you something new. 6 years ago, if this came up in the way that it did today, in this current present moment that we are currently here with whatever is triggering you right now, you would not be able to process it. And the reason why is because you have grown so much that at this point, this is the medicine you need to take the next step, the next leap to advance your consciousness and to awaken to a new thing. And maybe this is the medicine that you need to face, and this is the grief and the anger that you need to face in order for you to attract that relationship. If you do not allow yourself to face the cycles that keep coming back again and again and again and again and again, there is no way that we can bring that energy, because in the little chatter, the ego and the mind will still think, your ex messaged you. Did you hear about that? They have a new relationship. All this stuff is going to come in. So there is something that you need to face. And that's why with the light and the darkness, it is a duality. You don't face one, you're not facing the other fully. You judge one, you're judging light. You're angry at one, you're angry at your light as well. See how that works? I'm angry at my ex. I'm angry at myself for thinking about it. And angry at this, I'm angry. So there is a commitment that is here. And the commitment is the commitment to what is the new lesson that this thought is coming up. This is a great shadow work prompt for you to really write down and to tune into for later. This is an opening of the growth and the new opportunities. If we have a closet that is filled with clothes that we've had since we were a baby, and we just keep every clothes that we've had for the last 30, 40, 50 years, 20 years of our life, that closet is you're going to have to jam it with your hip to close it, because there is so much clothes. You might not even be able to close it. It'll just pour out and you leave the door open. So when people don't tune into their shadow, and it's not about saying, oh, now I'm finally doing it. Now that Chica's sharing this, does that mean I've been doing my shadow? Don't go into that guilt space. It's better now than never. The time that you're seeing this, the time that you're being faced with this, is the exact time that you need for this. Everything is a duality. The duality of the mold in your fridge was once a beautiful vegetable, and we allowed it to sit there because we allowed our ego, we allowed avoidance, we allowed escapism to come through. So it's time to stop escaping. And I'm here to tell you that you are safe to do so. You are safe to let go of the ex. You are safe to let go of the anger. You are safe to feel the grief and to cry for the 1,000th time again for the same situation from 10 years ago. Because there is a part of your shadow, your younger self, your past self that is longing for you to come back to home, to come back home to its soul. And with that comes more light, more opportunity, more love, a relationship. You are divinely worthy of all of that. Period. No one's going to tell you other. Not your mom, not your dad, not your aunt, not your uncle, not your siblings, not the people at work. No one, not a stranger. No one. Not someone behind a username. No one. No one is going to tell you that. So when that happens, give gratitude. Instead of saying it is a block, it is an opportunity of expansion. It is an opportunity to commit to myself more. It is an opportunity to regenerate my boundaries. It is an opportunity for me to bring more abundance. It is an opportunity for me to claim what is mine. If you shift that, that's going to change your life. Like, bam, that's it. That's all she wrote. That's all they wrote. That's all he wrote. That is it. That is the medicine. Woo. How's everyone feeling? I was vibrating with energy before announcing this, because this past 3 days I've been channeling so much, and I'm like, Spirit, what is going on? Surrendered. And we're going to go into this more about feminine, masculine energy, because we all encompass that. But I just had to surrender and tune into that. And man, So much came through. So this was some deep medicine. How are you feeling with this? Where is it sitting with you? Where is it sitting in your body as you take this in? Remember, your body whispers before it screams. It whispers before it screams. So what is it whispering to you or screaming to you? What is it whispering or screaming to you? Okay. Amazing. Now, what is the next component, Shika, of this? There are ancestral patterns. Ooh, this is my favorite medicine. So before I get into this, I want you guys to know that some of us use the my mom did this or my dad did this as a way to escape what is here. It always starts with you. If you haven't read the book, It Never Started With You, this is a really great book. I should actually look up the author. I forgot the author's name, but if you want to learn more about ancestral and how to let go of that, I'm going to give you It Never Started With You. Okay, It Never Started With You book. Yeah, Mark Willem, amazing book. Mark and Willem, last name Wolynn. It Didn't Start With You. Amazing book if you are moving through that. If anyone is in the space of ancestral healing with what I'm about to sit with you. Old lovers that no longer want to be needed, relieving the childhood. Yes. Old teenage lovers, those first loves. Cycles are done. Time to love yourself. Love it. So the ancestral patterns all start with our inner child and can hold us to our shadow. And there are 3 components when I work with someone that tunes into this. And as I mentor you through these 12 days, this is going to be big, okay? So the first component of the inner child is the inner child that has a distinct memory, that has a specific emotion that connects to that memory. Maybe that is you. If it is, you can share. The second component is the inner child that has purposely told its body to forget the whispers, to stop whispering about the specific memory. And this is where I find people who actually don't remember a period of their childhood because they have trained their body on a subconscious level to not remember the shadow. And then there is the third part, which is the inner child and the conscious observer, the person who has seen their guardian, their mom, their dad, who has actually shared and showed and been an example of the ancestral patterns that they're meant to let go. Okay. So there are different types of that are coming through. Now, this part is our inner child can hold us here in our shadow and show us the story. I have meditations here for you guys if you want to go deeper. 2 inner child meditations, I believe, that I've posted here that will really bring you deep, especially after watching this and going into the shadow work and what it means. So we need to start that knowing that it didn't start with us, but it has to start with us first to align and connect the things. Okay, so we go to our inner child and we say, hey, look, psst, what happened? Your inner child's like, I don't want to. I don't feel safe. I don't want to. They're not talking. They're angry. They're sad. They won't look at you. They feel betrayed. They feel abandoned. And you're like, oh, I'm just going to forget about this shadow work. Oh, so you're going back to the moldy fridge. Let's take a step. Let's take a deep breath. Let's be patient. Let's not judge our inner child. Okay. Oh, I love that. Welcome, Michelle. I'm happy you're here. Everyone, Britannia, Tiffany, Gabrielle, Deanne, all of you. So when your child is giving you this hard time, you got to sit with them and say, hey, look, I know that I have not come to you in a very long time. And I'm sorry for that. I am so sorry for that. And I love you. And thank you for being here. Please forgive me. The Ho'oponopono. We're going to start with that and tune into the younger self. Now your younger self's opening up a little bit. Maybe they're starting to give you eye contact. Maybe they're kind of looking at you like this. Maybe they're starting to say, okay, maybe I can trust you. Maybe they're still resisting. You still got to be patient. It's like going to that parent, that family member that you have not talked to for years, the sister that lives 30 minutes away from you, the person that no longer connects with you, that is your family, that is your blood, and still visiting them every single day. That's true shadow work. That is the commitment to say, hey, I'm going to make this relationship work, and I'm going to be patient with myself. And this is going to probably get a lot of you guys going, oh man, what are you saying about that? Blah, blah, blah. No, like this is important. Because as much as it's painting you, it is painting them the exact same way. As much as it's painting your younger self that you haven't visited them, it is painting you with that exact same mirrored of emotions. So be patient. Now, eventually, after you've done maybe the meditation a couple times, your inner child's like, woo, we are best friends. I'm feeling it. Or yay, okay, now I can kind of trust you. I'm still have my guard up, but that's okay. We can work on this together. That's okay. We're best friends. Let's do a best friend handshake. We got it. Right. So at this point of you are going to tune into your inner child and say, hey, I just want to talk to you. Remember that time in like 5 years old? I haven't been able to remember. I wanted to ask, what happened? Now, I want you to know before you share that I'm fully going to hold you. I'm fully going to be there with you, and we're going to do this together. But can you bring me to this moment? Can you share with me what this moment is? And your inner child's like, okay. They start to share it with you. They start to share everything. Their throat chakra is like starting to share. And as they share the medicine and show you what has happened that has prevented you to remember this moment, showed you what mom and dad have taught you being in that environment, showed you what you've forgotten, showed you the pain of the story. As hard as it is for you to look and to feel, you take it in, because this pain is also our light. Remember, when it's dark, it's not fully dark. There is still light there. We can still kind of see what's going on. So we still tune into that. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath here. Sound exhale out. It's okay. You're safe. You're not there anymore. And now we're working through that together. So we really want to focus on that. Because when we can go to our younger self, then we can go into ancestral healing. Because there are parts of that story that you've taken on. There might be parts of the story that you perceived differently, like I am not loved. And maybe your sibling, your older sibling, feels loved. And they've taken another part of your parents. So the story is different, but at the end of the day, we're all connected to one tree. The apple comes from all one tree. The tree of life, the tree of your life, your ancestral life, your lineage. And no matter how much someone tries to chop off the branch of the tree, it will grow back. It grows back. Look at Mother Earth. You cut off a branch and it will grow back. It will grow itself back. Just like the person that did not talk to you, the person that has removed you from, this whole experience, and you haven't talked to them for 30 years, the person that has hurt you 40 years ago, whatever it is, it's still growing. The relationship's still there. There's still hope. There's still hope that your shadow can get some closure and grow from it. Remember, this cycle's coming back helps us grow. Now I'm going to give an example. We don't know our great grandmother. We don't. I'm lucky to actually know my lineage all the way back to many, many years ago. At least they're 20 to 30 years back. Thanks to my grandfather, who was really into making sure that we knew our lineage. But unfortunately, even if we know the name of that person, we still don't know their story. We still don't know the story that maybe our whole generation decided to take. right? Take that in. Take that in. So our great-great-grandmother, let me tell you a story. There was a great-grandmother, and she was a single mom. She decided to flee from her relationship with her husband in a time where that was not acceptable from the wounded masculine world we live. So she raises this child on her own, struggles, does all the odd jobs. And during this time, she still has the anger and the heartbreak of the person who has harmed her and her child. That child grows up, decides to have a relationship, doesn't trust her partner. Creates this friction in this relationship. They have a kid. Their kid gets into an abusive relationship. They have a kid. Their kid feels unworthy. They have a kid. And it goes on and it goes on and it goes on all the way to you. So even though that this part of the shadow work at this point, there are things that you have been scared of in your life. There are things that ever since you were a kid, since you could remember, you've always felt like you didn't belong in this family. You always felt that you couldn't trust men, women, whatever it is, or other people. You always felt that you were self-sabotaging yourself. You felt like you were always sad, deep depression, deep pressures. You felt anxious all the time. There were things that you've always had that you've ever since you were in this lifetime. That is when we hit the Akashic. That is when we hit the past life. That is when we hit the lineage. And at least as long as you go to as close as what you know, so your parents or your siblings or whoever is of your lineage, of your bloodline, and you start the journey there, and what is your relationship with that person, you are able to heal every generation before you. And I have seen it. I have worked with people that they haven't talked to their parents for 15 years. They do a healing. They do this work. My client the other day said, cried a few months ago. Shika, my mom finally sent, I'm getting goosebumps telling you this story. My mom sent me a letter in the mail. Said, I love you for my birthday. Sent a card. And that was the best gift I've ever had in my last 33 years. The best gift I've ever had for 33 years. Your energy is priceless. This work is priceless. Doesn't matter where you are on your journey, it is priceless. So, over the 9 months of you in your mother's womb, whether you have a relationship with them or not, to the years that you've been in this human life, and then all those before, you have a story in your bloodline that is craving for you to clean up that last bit behind the fridge. We choose the family. You chose your family and this pattern, this purpose, this lifetime, wherever you are in this time, you're exactly where you need to be right now. You are exactly where you need to be. And you chose it. You know why? You know why? Because you wanted to break the patterns. You are the one soul that is going to free your kids, your partner, your lineage, the people before you, your grandmother, your grandfather, the people who have passed and didn't have the courage to say their story. You are the only one. It only takes one, and everyone follows. So many people message me, my partner's not in this journey. My family doesn't believe me in this journey. That's okay. They don't have to believe you. You're not doing it for them. You're doing it for you. It never started with you. That's why I said this book is so great. And then the more we tune into that, the more we surrender to that, it's done. I got chills as well, Ashley. It's done. It's done. I acknowledge and forgive all of my childhood. was also diagnosed with post-traumatic stress. That's your body, your nervous system just constantly being triggered. I can't be angry. I can't be sad. I had PTSD as well, and I healed it through this healing. There's light in your darkness. There's always light. My oldest sister told me no one in my family wants no one to do anything about me. And I don't even have an entrance in my home anymore to stay away. Breathe into that. Thank you for being here. This work is not easy, but you are committing to 12 days of consciousness of self. And whatever I said over so far in this medicine, this is for you. Your soul felt something here, and it is here. Let those tears wash what is here. Let your heart feel free. Let the anger subside. Let the shame be let go and the guilt. Let your voice speak up as much as your body is. So we break them, and we're breaking them. So I want you to commit to yourself today. I'm deciding to break these patterns for myself and all those before and after me. If ancestral healing is the reason why you are here, say this mantra. You will feel maybe chills of your guides, angels beside you. An angel number might pop up. There will always be confirmation, a butterfly. A bird, a songbird was here to welcome you guys. I love that songbird. It's the same one. It comes on a lot, especially when I'm doing readings. And they talk to me. The time is now, yes. That's all it is. There's no guilt of I should have done this, I should have done that. No, we're done with that. You're committing to that. We're not going back because you know why? If you go back to that moldy fridge, we go. Uber Eats, we go. Feels great in the moment, but then imagine the feeling that we get after. Let it go. Let it go. So the last part of shadow work and how to do the shadow work very deeply is rebirth. We've been in the muck and all of the just swampiness of ourselves for way too long. You're just, I'm tired. I'm tired, Chica. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. When is it going to stop? It's not going to stop. Shadow work is lifetime. What? Yeah. And this is what I want to share with you. In order for you to really not bypass your healing of all of the things I've shared so far, you need to feel as excited as you are to who you are and the desire of who you can be, as much as you are committed to the shadow that is here. Commit to shadow, desire what you want to be at the same time, not individually, at the same time. Let that sink in. Love that, Mercedes. Laugh it out, love. That just means your heart's opening up. We cry and then we laugh. Love it. Excited to do the shadow work. Yes. Love it. Yes. That's what I love to hear. So the next component is rebirth. It all starts with looking at the mirror of ourselves. I'm going to give you something very deep to do after this. Remember, we're committing to this work. No excuses. Go do this. Okay. Love you too. So I want you to write a letter to whatever part of yourself that you felt at the beginning of this video and is speaking to you throughout this whole workshop on shadow work. I want you to write a letter to yourself and say, dear, whoever it could be, dear younger self, dear shadow self, dear self, On April 8th, 2016, specific day. That was the date that I was assaulted by my manager. I did a letter to myself on that day. Deep day. It's funny now at this point of my healing, I am just so like it does I'm so detached until now, and I'm sharing it because it came through and I wanted to share it with you so you can see this. But when that day comes around, I just go, wow, I'm free. I'm free. She doesn't have to hide anymore. And I speak to that person in myself that was so lost, so shocked, so out of its body. And I say, hey, you, it's not your fault. You are a light of beam and you're going to support so many people you don't even know. You are magic and you don't even know. Your medicine as a medicine woman is going to be deep, and you are going to be that doctor that your younger self wanted to be. I am sorry for judging you. I am sorry for rushing your body to heal because other people were pressuring you on what you needed to do in your life at that moment because they didn't know your story. Sincerely, Shika, from now. Write a letter to your younger self, or maybe to a moment of your dark shadow that's coming up. The moment that you broke up with your partner, the moment that you decided to start a business and it failed. The moment that whatever came through for you, that a big shift, it could have happened recently as a lot of people are being pushed to rebirth. Read that letter twice, not once, twice. You know why? Because the first time you read the letter, you're just getting into it. Tears are going to come out. You might not be able to look at yourself in the mirror, and I want you to keep that eye contact there. It's going to be hard, but it's going to be so good. And then in between, I want you to take five slow, deep breaths in through the nose and taking it even slower with your exhale, and read it again and see how it feels. This is the work. We are facing the shadow. It's not about light and love, unicorns, fairies. It is about that sometimes, but we can't be light and love, fairies, and unicorns if we aren't facing the shadow of the clouds coming to the sun. The sun's still there, but it's blocking it because there is something that you need to look at internally that day. It's funny how like on a rainy day we're like cozy. I just want to like snuggle and just like watch a movie. But sometimes we're using that as an avoidance too. Sometimes we really intuitively like I want to watch a movie, and sometimes it's like I just feel like this weather is horrible. There's no sun. Like all of this negativity. Why do you think that a lot of the women's over here around your period, when you're on your bleed, that all of a sudden, these emotions come up? There's such a thin layer of the other dimensions. There's so much medicine there. You can change your world in just one bleed. That's why I love the magic of the medicine of a woman. A womb. And same for any being. No matter who you are, your hara, your sacral, your energy spaces on those days, this is a point where you can open up so much deeper. Hey, Summer. So much deeper. I'm disappointed that I have not been able to find a solution to join you in the one-on-one ship. This is your chance, love. This is your chance. That's another thing. Commitment to self. I shared with you guys, some of you wanting to do work with me. How much are you holding on to that old mold in your fridge? It's only going to get more moldy. If you're here, I know my energy has brought you here. I know spirit, I've talked to your ancestral line, your cosmo line, said, hey, by the way, guys, community announcement. I'm going to be doing this thing for everyone. If anyone wants to do it, if they feel in this vibration, come. They're like, okay, we'll send out the letter. And then your spirit guides were like, hey, Chica's doing this thing. You want to go? Yeah, it feels good. It feels great. You get here, you hear all the truths, and you're like, okay, there I go. And at this point, you're either feeling high and you're like, yes, Chica, I'm feeling amazing. This is great. I'm so happy I'm here. Or you're feeling the opposite and you're like, why? I feel meh. What are you going to do with that? Are you going to commit to that meh so you can get better into that light? You're going to listen to that whisper of meh. Or you're going to listen to the scream of meh. I'm actually feeling this pain. Your body's screaming to you. So all this to say is that whatever way that you are being spoken to right now, your shadow is deepening, it's healing. There's so much medicine here. I don't need to tell you that. And I'm going to show you now that you can tune into this and do this little, I don't want to say homework. I want to say commitment to self ritual. Ritual. Now that we can do this ritual to connect to this part of yourself that you're meant to heal through these 12 days together, we're going to go deep in our next session on feminine and masculine energy. I'm going to walk you through, because let me tell you, I've been getting so many messages of some of us not tuning into that part of ourselves and not using it right. Chica, I don't have the money yet. Chica, I haven't launched my thing yet. Chica, my partner is just not doing what I want. They're not supporting me. I'm still single. I'm so still single. I can't stop thinking about my ex. Like, why? I just like, they're just pissing me off. See the energy shift there? I'm going to share something here because I feel so tuned to as I read your comments. Thanks, guys. I love you all so much. Sometimes you're meant to throw these journals away because there's more that needs to be released. That's okay. Now I'm going to call in two things. One, if you've been wanting to work with me and you're like, Shika, I can't do right now, I don't know, I have a course for you. If it aligns with you, go and check it out. If anyone can say, what is one thing you can recommend for shadow work? This is a great space. It's called Conscious Shadow Rebirth course. I've linked it down below for you. Go and check it out. I also have a social media one, but I'm specifically talking about the conscious shadow. This program will go up in value in the new year because I believe that there's so much value in adding more into it. There's so many downloads in there. That's a start. So if you're here and you want to just get started, you're like, Shika, I love this. I love what you're sharing here. I want to learn more. Go do that. Okay? Go do that. Now, if you're like, I want support one-on-one with you, you can apply to my 4-month program and my 6-month rebirth program. That's all down below. See what sits with you. Your soul will know what to do. I trust. You trust. We trust. But you're already doing this deep work. Okay? So I'll put that out there. Now, before we go deeper and we close everything, now what? Chica, I've heard everything. I know ancestral patterns, cycles are coming back, rebirth. What else did it? The part of us that we don't want to look at. Like, okay, you shared everything. What's next? What do I do next? Okay. We need to commit to cleaning the fridge. So first step is go and check if your fridge has some moldy food. What are some things that you have not been committing? What are some habits that are coming in? What part of your ego? Face it, look it dead in the eye and say, okay, this is what's going on. Talk to me. Your shadow's in the corner. Like, no, I don't want to cook. I just want to eat Uber Eats. Why? No, I don't want to. Why? Is it worth sitting here just being like, okay, well, I just like don't want to face my shadow? Or is it worth taking the chance that through embracing your grief, fully praising your grief, praising that anger, praising your shame, praising every emotion of the shadow that you have, and seeing that, oh, there's some more light coming in. I feel lighter. I feel more amazing. So the first thing is we're committing to cleaning out. What do we need to let go right now? It might not be everything. It might be one thing. It might be two things. It might be three things. Whatever it is, you got to commit. That starts one. If you don't commit, forget about shadow work. You're bypassing. No, we're not doing shadow work. That's not shadow work. And maybe you're realizing now, oh, maybe I haven't been doing shadow work. Maybe you haven't. This is your awakening. This is your realization. This is your leap that you need. So this is the first thing. The second part is we need to commit to facing the shadow and looking at it in the eyes. Look at it in the eyes. Stare at yourself in the mirror. Read that letter that I shared. That's the next step. The next step is, as you look at it in the eyes after reading that letter twice, I see you. I really see you. And I am ready to work with you, not against you. I see you. I really see you. And I am ready to work with you, not against you. And your body will just be like noodle. Because it feels safe. Woo, celebration, a little bit deeper into safeness. And we do it again. 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 We keep committing to that self. And tomorrow, or the next session that I'm going to hold, is going to say how to feel into that, how to not make it feel like a chore, and when to make a commitment and say, got to do this, got to get this deadline, and when to not. The next part of that is when you can do that, the light opens up so much more. Don't know what to cook my daughter. Get her to get in the kitchen. Say, what do you want to eat? Go grocery shopping and allow her to choose one or two vegetables. There's so many things we can do. Be creative, which I'm going to go into in tomorrow. So exciting. So this is all. I think I'm going to leave it there because this is a lot to just process. You might want to watch this again, listen to this again. Please feel free to share this, maybe even like do a little boomerang video and share it on your Instagram or your social and say, hey, I watched this, I came to it, and tag me. Because what I will be doing is everyone that is live right now, there will be a surprise in the days to come. Haven't decided what that will look like, but there will be a surprise. I will give every person who is live right now an opportunity for something bigger. I will give you an opportunity. You just have to show up. Show up for 12 days live, and you get an opportunity of something deeper. Mariah, so nice to see you. I love you so much. She's one of my mentees. I love you so, so much. Thank you for your kind words. Okay. So I love you. I can stay 5-6 hours with you, honestly, but I'm going to leave it there because your girl has things to do. But I'm so excited to mentor you in the next 11 more days. Okay. So I love you. Take that in. Let's take some breaths together. You won't regret it. Oh, I love you, Gabby. Thank you for being here. I love you so much. Love all of you. Thank you for this. I'm so excited. Oh, yes, I love it. Yes, and please, if you are feeling called to the mentorship, spots are filling. It will fill quick. So please do that. So let's just take a deep breath. Take a deep breath, closing our eyes together. We are going to put our hands out on our side like we're holding hands. And we're going to take a deep breath in through the nose and just let it go. Deep breath in through the nose. Let it go. And as we breathe in through the nose, nice and slow, Slow exhale. I want you to feel the hands of every energy that is here with us right now. Just feel this vibration of us choosing to commit to our shadow work, us choosing to heal and to commit to heal with our guides, our angels and guardians, us choosing to heal all generations before us and after us, and breaking this, allowing us to come into our medicine and fully embrace it. Aho. Taking a deep breath in, bringing those hands to the heart, feeling the love of every single person here and opening your heart to them as well. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Slowly open your eyes. That's your power. That is your power. So, I love you as much as the moon. So much. Can't wait to mentor you in the next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, share on your story. Let's get as many people to do their work because we're all connected consciousness. And I love you so much. Okay. Bijous. Ciao. And I'll see you tomorrow. Check on the post on when the next one will be.